So this is a message for everybody that is shy, insecure, and dealing with things in their life that they think that they could do better by speaking out about themselves and about who they are. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Maslach. I'm an Associate Professor of Innovation Strategy and Entrepreneurship. And I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I want to pay the favor forward to help you out. So this is speaking from experience, a large amount of experience, where I grew up very shy. In fact, my siblings were teasing me last night how I used to hide behind the couch. And I used to hide behind the couch whenever there was something that was scary on TV or when there was somebody that came into the house. When I was little, I was very much that sort of timid person that was very insecure. And this is carried forth with me as a personality trait because it was something that was very much part of my life, and that's something that has not changed that much. However, that being said, I know that there's a lot of graduate students that watch these videos. I know that there's lots of PhDs that watch these videos. I know that there is a lot of professors. I know that there is a lot of business people that watch these videos. And I think a lot of you are probably a lot like me, and you probably understand where I'm coming from, that speaking out in public, speaking in any sort of circumstance, in any way, whether it is doing it on email, whether it is actually, especially doing it in groups of more than 3 people, you feel a lot of angst in your stomach. You feel a lot of, almost like you're going to throw up. And I've felt like that my whole life. And that is who I am as a person. So how do you actually deal with this? How do you get through life with this? I think one of the biggest things that you can start doing is just start actually doing it and getting through the motions where you actually become somebody that you thought you wouldn't actually be. For me to actually speak kind of openly on a YouTube channel in public, it is a really daunting thing, and it's a daunting thing for a lot of people to do that. In fact, it's scary for a lot of people. But the way that I did this, and you can watch all of the videos to see how I've changed, is I just started doing it over and over and over again. And that feeling never goes away. It's not something that ever goes away if you're dealing with that. It is something that you learn how to cope and deal with, and you know that it's going to be there, but you do it anyways, and you go and you keep moving forward with it. Now, that's pretty kind of daunting, I think, for a lot of people, because a lot of people are even more insecure and shy than I am. So how do you actually escape this? What do you actually do? So there's 2 ways that I have learned that I think are really, really important for all of us in any role. The first way is to imagine yourself as a superhero, and imagine yourself as somebody else, that you are speaking on behalf of somebody, or you are speaking through somebody, that maybe it is somebody that's close to you and you witnessed how they dealt with a certain situation and you're impressed with what they do, so then you model after what they're doing. Or it is somebody else that is maybe even a superhero, and you're impressed about what they see, what you've seen on TV, and you just model and you think about who they are as a person. You think like, that's how I'm going to act, and that's how I'm going to deal with this. Now, the second way to actually deal with this is to admit, first of all, that you are shy and insecure, and you do have these things, and admit that the vast majority of this world, 50% probably, I'm guessing, but 50% are going to be brass and bold, and 50% are going to be shy and insecure. That's just what happens when you look at it. So a large amount of people are going to be just like you and dealing with the exact same thing. So if you acknowledge that and you realize that, man, I'm really not different than anybody else. We all put our legs through, one pant leg at a time, and we all just walk through this life one thing at a time. That's all you have to do, is just be okay with that this is your thing. So whether you are practicing a new musical instrument, or practicing to get in front of people, or practicing to be more open with relationships that you have, somebody that you really like but you're really insecure about actually approaching them. Just get out and practice and pretend like you're that superhero, and know that that person, I'd almost guarantee that they're feeling the exact same way that you're feeling. And the more that you go through that, the more that you realize that this is very true. We all deal with this. And that anxiety that you feel, people have two ways of dealing with this. And I used to think that I was very much alone, but it's not true. One way is people become aggressive and angry, and you could see it when they deal with sort of different moments in stress. And another way, they become shy and withdrawn. And that's me. I'm that person, and that's how I deal with stress in my life and issues that I'm dealing with. So with that, I implore you to be okay with yourself and know that you're completely normal and you are a good human being. That's just the way you are, and that is okay. I think anybody in any sort of business speak, or people that say that there is some magical way to do this and that you have to just be bold and brass and be some highfalutin business leader, they haven't got a clue what they're talking about, because they don't deal with this. Or maybe that's the way that they've dealt with it. But if you deal with it on a regular basis, know that you're normal and you can overcome this, and you're just totally amazing just the way that you are.